Neha madam. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yatkripa tamaham vande paramananda madhavam स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतार वरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः रत्नाकरात् भौतपदां हिमालय किरीटिनीं ब्रह्मराजर्षिरत्नाढ्यां वन्दे भारतमातरं शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಸಹನಾಭವತು ಹೇಳೋಣ. ಇದ್ದ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲೇ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸಹನಾ ಭವತು सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै. ओम शांति शांति शांति. Welcome all to the second day of this wonderful unique course called Vedanta, a primer. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಎರಡನೇ ದಿನದ ಈ ವೇದಾಂತದ ಪರಿಚಯ ಅನ್ನುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಈ ಸಣ್ಣ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ನಾವು ನಿನ್ನೆ ಹಲವಾರು ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದಂತಹದ್ದು ಪುರುಷಾರ್ಥಗಳು ಅಂತ. ಪುರುಷಾರ್ಥ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಪುರುಷಾರ್ಥ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಎಫರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ ಶ್ರಮ, ಕೆಲಸ, ಈ ತರದಲ್ಲ. ಪುರುಷಾರ್ಥ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಗೋಲ್, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಸಾಧಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಗುರಿ. ನಾವು 800 ಕೋಟಿ ಜನ ಇದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಎಷ್ಟು ಗೋಲ್ಗಳಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದಾಗ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು, 800 ಕೋಟಿ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ 100 ಗೋಲ್ಗಳಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಅದ್ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ 4 ಬಕೆಟ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕ್ಬೋದು. ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕೀಪ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಗೋಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ 4 buckets. What are those? The first is artha, security. We all seek security in life. The first purushartha, in all forms of wealth, in all forms of power, influence, all those things. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅಧಿಕಾರ, ಹಣ, ಈ ತರದ ಮೂಲಕ, ಸಂಪತ್ತು, ಇದರ ಮೂಲಕ ಪಡೆಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ. ಇದನ್ನ ಪಡಿತಾ ಪಡಿತಾ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಎರಡನೇದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಮ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಕಾಮ. ಕಾಮ ಇಸ್ ಪ್ಲೆಷರ್, ಎಂಟರ್ಟೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಎಂಜಾಯ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಕಂಫರ್ಟ್. ಈ ರೀತಿಯ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನ ಪಡೆಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದ ಹಲವಾರು ಸಮಯವನ್ನ, ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದ ಹಲವಾರು ವಿಚಾರವನ್ನ, ಬುದ್ಧಿಯನ್ನ, ಎಫರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ನ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಕ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಇನ್ನು ಮೂರನೇದು ಧರ್ಮ, ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ ಆಫ್ ಅರ್ಥಕಾಮ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಗಳಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಹಣ ಇರಬಹುದು, ಸಂಪತ್ತಿರಬಹುದು, ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಇರಬಹುದು, ಅಥವಾ ಎಂಜಾಯ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇರಬಹುದು, ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡ ಯಾವುದರ ಆಧಾರವಾಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಧರ್ಮ. ರಿಲಿಜಿಯಸ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಆದ್ರೆ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಇನ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಅದು ತುಂಬಾ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ತಗೊಂಡು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಹೇಗೆ ನಮ್ಗೊಂದು ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಇದ್ದ ಹಾಗೆ ಫಾರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಲೈಫ್, ಪಾಪ ಅನ್ನೋದು, ರಾಂಗ್ ಆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಹೇಗೆ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಇದ್ದ ಹಾಗೆ, ಈಗ ನಾವೇನೋ ಒಂದು ತಪ್ಪು ಕಾರ್ಯ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಬಟ್ ಹೌ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಇಂಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲೈಫ್ಸ್ ಟು ಕಮ್, ಅದನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಈ ಮೂರು ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಆದ್ರೆ ನಾಲ್ಕನೇದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕಠೋಪನಿಷತ್ತಿನ ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ಮೂರನ್ನ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ, ಕಾಮ ಮತ್ತು ಧರ್ಮ, ಆಲ್ ತ್ರೀ ಪುಟ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್, ಕಠೋಪನಿಷತ್ ಗಿವ್ಸ್ ಅ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ನೇಮ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಪ್ರೇಯಸ್. ಪ್ರೇಯಸ್. ಈ ಮೂರನ್ನ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾಲ್ಕನೇದು ಅಂತ ಅಂದಾಗ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಶ್ರೇಯಸ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಸರು ಮೋಕ್ಷ ಅಂತ. ಮೋಕ್ಷ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಹಲವಾರು ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇರೆ ರೀತಿಯ ಭಾವನೆಗಳಿತ್ತು. ಖಂಡಿತ ಅವೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಮೋಕ್ಷವೇ. ರಿಲೇಟಿವ್ ಮೋಕ್ಷ, ರಿಲೇಟಿವ್ ಲಿಬರೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವರ್ಗಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋದು, ವಾಪಸ್ ಬರ್ಲೇಬೇಕು. ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಹೇಳೋದು ಕ್ಷೀಣೇ ಪುಣ್ಯೇ ಸ್ವರ್ಗ ಮರ್ತ್ಯಲೋಕಂ ವಿಶಂತಿ, ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಗೀತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳುವಂತ ಮಾತು. ಸೊ ಆ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಲೇಟಿವ್ ಮೋಕ್ಷಗಳು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಹಲವಾರು ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಆದರೆ ಯಾವುದು ಪರ್ಮನೆಂಟ್, ಎವರ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಹಿಯರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ನೌ, ಇಫ್ ವಿ ರಿಯಲೈಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ನೌ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗ ನಾವು. ಈಗ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕೆ ನಾವು ಆ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇವತ್ತು ತಗೊಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ತರದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಕ್ಷಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವಾಗ ಆ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವೋ ಆಗ ಆಗುವಂತದ್ದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಮೋಕ್ಷ ಅನ್ನೋಂಥದ್ದು ಅಂತ ತಿಳಿದ್ವಿ. ಅಂಡ್ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಮನುಷ್ಯನಿಗೂ ಮತ್ತು ಆನಿಮಲ್ಸ್, ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಅವರ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾದ ಭೇದ, ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್, ವೈಧರ್ಮ್ಯ, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್, rational faculty. So use your rational faculty. Submit your whole heart. Okay, I'm being asked English. Okay, I'll use more of English. ಬಟ್ ಕನ್ನಡದವ್ರಿಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ಸಿದ್ರೆ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಕನ್ನಡ ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿ, ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹಾಕಿ ಸಾಕು. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಇಟ್. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಯಾರು ಸಂಕೋಚ ಪಟ್ಕೋಬೇಡಿ. ಇಫ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಕನ್ನಡ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಿ. ಇಫ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಇ. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು juggle between so that everyone can get the benefit. That's the only thing. So The most important difference between animals and humans is what we understood as intellect, rational faculty. You submit everything to God. You submit everything to your guru, but use your intellect because he has given you that instrument to use it. With that, we understood the 4 goals of life. So today we have a wonderful session. Initially, I'm not going to name what that session is. I want to start off with a story. Okay, someone is telling K and E. So I'll start off with a story. ಒಂದು ಕಥೆ ಹೇಳೋದ್ರ ಮೂಲಕ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. Mix, please. Okay, I'll try. So, this is about a story of a poor man. ಒಬ್ಬ ತುಂಬಾ ಬಡ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ. ಅವನ ಹತ್ರ ಏನೂ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. He didn't had anything in his life. He was traveling from one place to other with a begging bowl. So ಅವನ ಹತ್ರ ಏನೂ ಇಲ್ದಲೆ ಒಂದು ಭಿಕ್ಷಾ ಪಾತ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ. ಇನ್ನು ಪ್ರತಿನಿತ್ಯ ಅವನ ವಸ್ತುಗಳಿಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಒಂದು ಟ್ರಂಕ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದ. He had a trunk where he had kept his old clothes, torn clothes, and few other things, whatever he had with him, he had kept in that trunk. He's traveling from one city to other city, one village to other village. And where is he staying? ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಉಳ್ಕೋತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ? ಒಂದು ದಿನ ಒಂದು ಮರದಡಿ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ದಿನ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮರದಡಿ. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರೋ ಕಡೆ ಆದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು 3 ದಿನ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಉಳ್ಕೋತಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ರೀತಿ he's traveling from one place to other place. Under each tree he stays for a day or 2. And every day, as he doesn't have food or anything, he goes out for begging with his begging bowl. ಹೋಗಿ ಭಿಕ್ಷೆಯನ್ನ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. He's asking for alms. One side he's asking for alms, but the other side he's asking for love and care. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ರು ಬಂದು ಬೈದು ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಮುಖದ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. So he's not just seeking food, he's seeking love and care. ಒಂದು ಆಹಾರ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆಗಾದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಆಹಾರ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ, ಈ ಎರಡನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ಭಿಕ್ಷೆಯನ್ನ ಬೇಡ್ತಾ ಮನೆಯಿಂದ ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ಒಂದು ದಿನ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. One day he gets a very good food, the other day he doesn't get good food. One day he is responded and he's treated well, the other days he's humiliated. So lots of things are happening every day in his life. Days goes on, months moves on, years goes on. He's almost like post retirement age, 60 plus ಅನ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಆಗ ಒಂದು ದಿನ ಒಂದು ಊರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮರದ ಕೆಳಗೆ he's sitting in the under the tree, having his begging bowl and trunk, just thinking what next, when is the next meal. That is his thought. By that time, a wise man passes there. ಯಾರೊಬ್ಬ ತುಂಬಾ ಜ್ಞಾನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಬಹುದಾಗಿರುವಂತವ್ರು, ಸಂತರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಬಹುದಾಗಿರುವಂತವ್ರು, ಅವರು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ. He sees this person and starts conversing. ಮಾತಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸಂವಾದ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಯಾರು ಏನು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತಿಲ್ಲ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ತನ್ನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಇರೋದು ಏನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. I have this begging bowl and I have this trunk. That's it. ಇನ್ನೇನು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಆಗ ಅವ್ರಂತಾರೆ, ಏನಿದೆ ನಿಮ್ ಟ್ರಂಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ. ಅಂತಾನೆ ಓಲ್ಡ್ ಕ್ಲೋತ್ಸ್, torn clothes, some materials, ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಲೋಟ, ಈ ತರದ್ ಏನೇನೋ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. He starts removing and starts showing, I have this, I have this, I have this. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಆ ತರ ತೋರ್ಸೋದಕ್ಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಸನ್ಯಾಸಿ ವೈಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಹತ್ರ ಅದೂ ಇರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಂತದನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ತಗೊಳ್ತಾ he founds a letter, a long letter. ಅವನಿಗೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, because he is not an educated person, not a literate person. So ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಿಂಗ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಗ this ಜ್ಞಾನಿ says, what is that? You're having some letter. ಯಾವ್ದೊಂದು ಪತ್ರ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ಯಲ್ಲ, ಏನು ಅಂತ. ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಕಾಲದಿಂದ ಹಾಗೆ ಇದೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಪನ ಕಾಲದಿಂದನೂ ಹಾಗೆ ಇದೆ ಅದು ಅಂತ. He says, from my father's time it is there like that itself. Oh, okay. Can you give it to me? I'll read it and give it to you. ತಗೊಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಓದ್ತಾರೆ. ಓದ್ದಾಗ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅದು ಮಾಮೂಲಿ ಪತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಲೆಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ವಿಲ್. It's a will written by his grandfather to his father, saying, I have made a house in some place and that is for you. I'm giving it. ಆದರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಅವ್ರ ಅಪ್ಪ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದನ್ನ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ನೋಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದೇ ಇವರ ಮಗನ ಹತ್ರ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ the present person, poor man, he is also having since time immemorial, since his birth he's having it, but he has not realized at all. Every day he's going with a begging bowl, but not realizing the wealth that he has, the will that he has, which amounts to lakhs and lakhs of rupees or crores and crores of rupees. The Jnani tells, this is a letter which can make you rich. He doesn't believe it. Then he takes him to a nearby lawyer and bank and everything. He makes him understand what it really is. That moment, he understands, oh, I am not a beggar. I'm no more a beggar. I'm a rich man. Then Jnani says, you are no more a beggar ಅನ್ನೋದಲ್ಲ ಮುಖ್ಯ. ನಾನು ಇನ್ಮೇಲೆ ಭಿಕ್ಷುಕ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇಷ್ಟು ದಿನಾನು ಭಿಕ್ಷುಕ ಆಗಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ನೀನು. You were never a beggar. You were never a beggar. but you thought yourself to be a beggar and went around with a begging bowl. So in the similar way, we are also moving in our lives. So this is a story, though it sounds a little filmy, athwa fiction, it relates to each of us. At the end of the session, you will realize what we are speaking. So in this, what we thought, what we saw, each symbolizes something or the other. The beggar is we all. Don't feel bad. I'm telling you as beggars, we are also beggars. Why? We are also going with a begging bowl. I want this. I want this. Can you please love me? Can you please share this with me? Can you give me this? Can you give me that? In the whole world, ನಾವು ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದೇನೋ ಒಂದಲ್ಲ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಭಿಕ್ಷೆನೆ ಬೇಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಇದಿಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನ ಕೊಡು, ಇನ್ನೊಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕೊಡು ಅಂತ. ವಿ ಆರ್ ಬೆggars itself in philosophical and spiritual sense. ಸೊ ಆ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅದಾದ್ರೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಸೀಕಿಂಗ್, ಅವನು ಹೋಗಿ ಬೆಗ್ಗಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ. ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ one or the other action. One or the other action we are doing. From yesterday, we have seen how much of actions we do, everlasting. What is that? It is the seeking or begging. And he was asking for security, that is food, and love and care. Are we not also asking for the same thing? Yesterday, we studied security and pleasure. We are also seeking the same thing. Artha kamagalanne ನಾವು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಬೆಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. And finally, we need peace also. And what is that ಟ್ರಂಕ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವ್ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಆ ಒಂದು ಟ್ರಂಕ್ ಇತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಟ್ರಂಕ್ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರ್ ಓನ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಇಮ್ಮೆಮೋರಿಯಲ್, ವಿಚ್ ವಿ ನೆವರ್ ರಿಯಲೈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್. ಸೊ ಆ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಂತ ವಿಲ್ ಇತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಪತ್ರ. ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಟ್ ಪತ್ರ? ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಟ್ರೆಷರ್ ವಿದಿನ್. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಟ್ರೆಷರ್. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂಥ ಟ್ರೆಷರ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ವಿವೇಕಾನಂದ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬರಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಅನರ್ಘ್ಯ ರತ್ನಗಳಿವೆ ಅಂತ. ವಿ ಆಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಇನ್ಫಿನಿಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂತ್, not just strength, divinity, peace, everything, and infinite prosperity within. But we are searching out. And what is the tree we were living under? Antandre, it is a deha. It's the body. From one body, we are moving to the other body. From the other body, we are moving to the other body. From many janmas, we are moving from one body to other without realizing what we have in our own trunk. If we understand the true problem, sometime or the other, a wise man comes, a guru comes, a saint comes, a jnani comes, and what he will do? He will not make you rich. He will not give you richness. But what he will do? He will only perpetuate your mind. ಅವರು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸನ್ನ ಒಳ ಹೊಕ್ಕಿ ನೋಡಿ ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತಹ ಅನರ್ಘ್ಯರತ್ವವನ್ನ ನಿಮಗೆ ತಿಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. He will make you realize your potential. He will make you realize your infinite strength. And that moment, you will say, oh, I was searching for all these things every day, but I have everything within. So this is the concept that we are going to do today. ಇವಾಗ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಸೆಷನ್ ನ ಟೈಟಲ್ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸಂಸಾರ ಕಾರಣ ಮತ್ತು ಸಂಸಾರ ನಿವೃತ್ತಿ ಸಾಧನ. ಸಂಸಾರ ಕಾರಣ ಅಂಡ್ ಸಂಸಾರ ನಿವೃತ್ತಿ ಸಾಧನ. ಹಲವಾರು ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಲೆಟ್ ಮಿ ಎಕ್ಸಿಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ಅಂತ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಸಂಸಾರ ಅಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್, ದಟ್ ಟು ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಇನ್ ಕನ್ನಡ. ಸಂಸಾರ ಅಂದಾಗ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯವರು, ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳು, ನಮ್ಮ ಕುಟುಂಬ, ಇದನ್ನ ಸಂಸಾರ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸಂಸಾರ ನಿವೃತ್ತಿ ಸಾಧನ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಮನೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತನ? ಖಂಡಿತ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನೋ, ವಿ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್. ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗೋದಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂಸಾರ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ವರ್ಡ್. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ವರ್ಡ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ದ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್. ಸಂಸಾರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ repetition. Yesterday one person during Q&A told repetition of cycles of birth and death, adana samsara anta technically ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಅದು ಲೈಫ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಲೈಫ್, ಡೆತ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಡೆತ್, ಅದನ್ನ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತಿಗೆ ನೆನ್ನೆದನ್ನ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಷನ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಎವರ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಸೀಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎವರ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಗ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ, ಪೀಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿನೆಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಸಂಸಾರ. ಅಂಡ್ ಸಂಸಾರ ನಿವೃತ್ತಿ is, does that mean we have to leave going behind the security, peace and happiness? Yes, but not like grapes are sour. No, I can't achieve it, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಓ ನಂಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಸಾಧನೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಲ್ಲ. knowing means samsara. Oh yeah, that is in Kannada. Yes, samsara means samsara, samyak sara also in Kannada. ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಅಂತಂದಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂಸಾರ ನಿವೃತ್ತಿ ಸಾಧನ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ಸೀಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್, ಬಟ್ ಯು ರಿಯಲೈಸ್ within. This is Samsara Nivrutti Sadhana. So Samsara is the problems, miseries, and struggles that we have. We will understand the cause of it, and Samsara Nivrutti Sadhana is how to come out of it. Because we all know Gautama Buddha's quench for liberation or enlightenment started yaudrinda dukkha nivrutti, atyantika sukha prapti. So if I have to tell what Vedanta will give you, many people yesterday were asking, you are speaking Vedanta, Vedanta, Vedanta. What exactly is Vedanta? You will get to know. Today also you will not get to know, but you will get to know. That is the whole concept, but I'm building it one after the other. So ಆ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಬುದ್ಧ ಹೋದ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಡೀ ವೇದಾಂತವನ್ನ ಹೇಳೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದುಃಖ ನಿವೃತ್ತಿ ಆತ್ಯಂತಿಕ ಸುಖ ಪ್ರಾಪ್ತಿ. The word atyantika is important. Why? Everlasting. Everyone gets happiness. Today if I eat a jamun, it gives happiness, but we are speaking about everlasting, infinite. So in that sense, have this concept just to make you understand samsara and samsara nivrutti sadhana. Okay, so with this, today it's going to be a purely analysis session. ಇವತ್ತು ಇದೊಂದು ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬುದ್ಧಿಗೆ ಕಸರತ್ತು, ಆದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೊಂದಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂತಹ ರೀತಿ. We will be completely in the session relating ourselves. Is this, what is samsara in my life? What are the problems that I am having? What is the root cause of this problem? And how can I come out of this? Today, if you pay attention, you're 100% here. You will realize what is the problem? Why am I facing this problem? What are the mistakes that I'm doing? What is the right way of approaching? And Nivrutti Sadhana means you get an direct approach of how to solve the problem with this. So let's go to the first step. Today it's going to be sapta ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಒಂದೊಂದು ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಸಪ್ತ ಮಜಲುಗಳು ಅಂತ. You will have 7 steps of analyzing and moving towards the solution, understanding and moving towards the solution. So let us go to the first step. Why we generally have a problem? We all have one or the other problem. I don't have to say which problem. It could be relationship problem. It could be financial problem. It could be food. It could be security. It could be lack of enjoyment. It could be boredom. It could be fear of losing someone. So ಈ ರೀತಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಇದೆ. ನಾನು ಯಾವ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದನೇ ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೋಪಾನ, ಎಸ್, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಸೋಪಾನ, 7 ಸಪ್ತ ಸೋಪಾನಗಳು ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ಈಗ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಬಂತು ಅನ್ನೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್, ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಯೋರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್, ಅಂಡ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ನೋಟ್ಸ್, ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಡೌನ್ ದ ನೋಟ್ಸ್. ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಲಿಮಿಟೇಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್. ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋದು, ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ನಾವು ಇಷ್ಟು ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೀವಲ್ಲ, that is the first cause of the problem. First step, sense of, you will get to know why we are speaking, you will get to know exact details. First, make a note out of it. Sense of limitation. Why? What is it? We are limited. I'm finite. I'm only this much. I'm not that much. I have only this much of wealth. I don't have that much of wealth. I have this much of happiness. I want more. So ಆ ಒಂದು ಲಿಮಿಟೇಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಭಾವ ಇದೆ, ಇದೊಂದು ಭಾವ. ಆ ಭಾವ ಮೊದಲನೇದು. So sense of limitation. That's why I'm using sense of limitation. So why this sense of limitation comes? Why the sense of limitation comes? Adralage, it is not a second step, inside it. Why this sense of limitation comes is because of case of mistaken identity. I have mistaken myself. I have mistaken myself. ಹಲವಾರು ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಅನಿಸ್ತದೆ, ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇಂಥ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗತ್ತಾ? Can a mistake lead to such a big problem? I'll give you a small story or an anecdote, not a story though. Just imagine you are going in the evening, in the dusk of the time. Ardambarda light ide, half light, dim light, and you're moving. No one is there in the road, and you see something, and that happens to be a tree trunk. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ರಾತ್ರಿ ಆ ಸಂಜೆ ಗತ್ತಲಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರುವಾಗ ಒಂದು ಮೋಟ್ ಮರ ನೋಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಅರ್ಧಂಬರ್ಧ ಕಟ್ಟಾಗಿರುವಂತ ಮೋಟ್ ಮರ ನೋಡ್ತೀರಾ, and you're carrying lot of money with you, and you see that trunk. ನೋಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ, it looked like a robber to you. It looked like a robber to you. So what you felt, oh, ಈ ಕಡೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ನನ್ನನ್ನ they will rob me. So either I go back home or I'll take a different route. That's what I do. And when I'm taking a different route, I see 2 people who were my friends are going in the same direction. I see what they will do. And one person is completely blind. One person is completely blind. The other lady, his wife, has a great vision, clarity in our vision. Eyesight ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅವರಿಬ್ರು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ. They pass that place and they pass that person whom I thought as robber. They pass that place and they move ahead. And they came the next day. I met them and I asked, what? Yesterday there was a robber. ನೆನ್ನೆ ಅಲ್ಲೊಬ್ಬ ಕಳ್ಳ ಕಾಯ್ತಾ ಇದ್ನಲ್ಲ, ನೀವೇನು ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತಿಲ್ವಾ, ನೀವು ಏನೋ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. Then the blind person told, I didn't see anyone, so I went ahead. Then the other lady, wife, she told, no, I have a clear vision. There was no robber. I saw a tree. Then this person comes, or you will come and see it was to be a tree trunk. ಒಂದು ಮೋಟು ಮರವೇ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಯಾಕಾಯ್ತು ಇದು? ಆ ಒಂದು ಮರದ ಒಂದು ಟೊಂಗೆಯನ್ನ ಅಥವಾ ಮರದ ಒಂದು ಇದನ್ನ ನಾನು ಒಬ್ಬ ರಾಬರ್ ಅಂತ ತಪ್ಪು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಲ್ಲ, ಕಳ್ಳ ಅಂತ ತಪ್ಪು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಲ್ಲ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ದ ಹೋಲ್ ಭಯ ಶುರುವಾಯಿತು. I took a different route. Two people didn't had any problem. One ignorance, one knowledge. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ignorance is bliss ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಆ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ಏನೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೇನಾಯ್ತು, we saw something we saw, but we took it to a different thing. So that is the problem. ಅದನ್ನ ವೇದಾಂತಿಕ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳೋದಾದ್ರೆ, not knowing is called ಅಜ್ಞಾನ, ignorance. You can mark it. Not knowing a thing is ಅಜ್ಞಾನ, and misunderstanding it to be a different thing, ಅದನ್ನ ಇನ್ ತಪ್ಪು ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಅಧ್ಯಾಸ. ಸೊ ignorance, error. ಅಜ್ಞಾನ, ಅಧ್ಯಾಸ. ಅಜ್ಞಾನ, ತಪ್ಪು ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆ. 3 ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಆ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್ ಕೇಮ್ ಟು ಅಸ್. ಸೊ ದೆನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಡು ವಿ ಡೂ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕನ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಟಿ, ರಾಂಗ್ ಜಡ್ಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ವಿ ಡೂ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಅವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್. ಯಾಕೆ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಮೈ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, I know myself to be something. I'm not a person saying I don't know about myself. Everyone knows something about themselves. Either it can be I am Pramodh anta gottirbodu, I am this body anta gottirbodu, I am this mind anta something or the other we know, but we don't know exactly what we truly are. So that's why this ajnana, not knowing what I am, has led to adhyasa, mistaken identity, as I am this body, I am this mind, I am this limited personality, I am this person who is a mother, who is a father, who is a child, who is an employee in a company. All these things are happening. Limited identities that we associate. ಅದರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, lot of problems comes. What is that problem? We have all kinds of complexes. Yesterday I told inferiority complex or superiority complex. Let me give it in different levels. Physical. You ask anyone, they say, I'm not happy with my height. I'm so short. Someone says, I'm too tall. I'm not happy with my weight. I'm not happy with my color. I'm not happy with my hair color. I'm not happy with my tooth. So what I do all kinds of circus. ನನಗೆ ನನ್ನ ದೇಹದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಭಾಗವೂ ಸರಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸಲ್ಲ, ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದ್ ಸರಿ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ಸಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ದಲ್ಲ, ಸರಿ ಇಲ್ದಿರೋದನ್ನ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ what I do is completely feeling bad, low self-esteem. That's what the psychology terms, counseling terms, they say low self-esteem. This is at the physical level. Then go to a next level, mind. You ask emotions. Ayyo, I am weak-minded. I am moody. I cry a lot of times without any reason. I laugh at times when it is not required. I don't know how to manage my emotions. So again, low self-esteem about my emotions. When it comes to intellect, many people say, I'm ignorantly bliss, not innocently, ignorantly. Ignorance. ನನಗೆ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಅಪ್ಪಿದಪ್ಪಿ. If I know something, I know only this much. There are hundreds of things which I don't know. So physically weak, mentally weak, intellectually weak. So when we have all weak things, can you say yourself to be strong? No. So because of the mistaken identity, I have fallen into a prey that I am a limited being. ಈ ಒಂದು ತಪ್ಪು ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆಯಿಂದ ನಾನು ನನ್ನನ್ನ ಇಷ್ಟು ಅಂತಾನೆ ಭಾವಿಸಿದ ಕಾರಣ ನನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಲವಾರು ಕೊರತೆಗಳು ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಬಂತು. ಸೊ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಇದು ಎವಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ನಾವು ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕರ್ಮಗಳನ್ನು ನೋಡಿ. ನಾನು ಏನು ಕಲರ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೊತೀನಿ, ಸ್ಕಿನ್ ಅದೇನೋ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲಾಂಟೇಶನ್, ಹೇರ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲಾಂಟೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೊತೀನಿ, ಏನೇನೋ ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸ್ ಏನೇನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಸರ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ somehow I want to feel complete. Whether it is physically or emotionally or intellectually. Even you're all coming into this class. Why? I want to know something. I don't know this. I want to know something. But definitely this is a different, which we will get to know. All these things because of the first step, that is sense of limitation. Now we are moving to the second step. What is the second step? Once we have a sense of limitation, we start removing that sense of limitation, sense of inadequacy. And limitation in there, I will try to remove it through changing the setup. Second is, I'll repeat it. Trying to remove the inadequacy or limitation through changing the setup. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳೋದಾದ್ರೆ, ನನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಈ ಲಿಮಿಟೇಷನ್ ಅನ್ನುವಂತಹ ಭಾವನೆ, ಈ ಕುತ್ಸಿತ ಭಾವನೆಯನ್ನ ಹೋಗ್ಲಾಡ್ಸಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಸೆಟಪ್ ನ ಬದಲಾಯಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ನನ್ನ ಹೊರಗಿನ ಪ್ರಪಂಚವನ್ನ ಬದಲಾಯಿಸುವಂತಹ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. We all try to do it, don't we? Don't we? Just answer yourself. Now, how I do it? Let me give you a story of a young man who was very happy working, but everyone told, you have got a good job, but you're not still settled in life. That man asked, what is settlement? Then he told, a man should become complete. A complete man. Raymond's a complete man. Once you become married, you will become complete. This man feels, oh, is it? Okay, I'll get married. So he gets married. Wife is also very good. They're leading a happy life. Relatives comes and tells, what? Even after 2-3 years, you're still not complete? Says, yeah, there is some vacuum I'm having. I don't know what is it. They say, children. You don't have child. That is the problem. Start working towards it. This person feels, yes, he starts working towards it. Finally, they get 2 children, very good children again. They start rearing those children. Both were girls, fortunately. But few days later, he got a thought. No one induced, even after probably someone would have told or influenced also. What is that? Both are children, both are girls. They need to be educated. If they think about going for abroad education, they need money. For marriage, they need money. Don't you store money? Don't you save money? Don't you think you have to work more? He feels, correct alva. ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಓದಿಸಬೇಕು, ಮದುವೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಇಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. I need to save. I'm just lavishly spending money, so I need to work more ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. He is working in a corporate company, but he thought, I need to do something more. ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ದ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ? ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ವರ್ಕ್ ತಗೊಂಡ. Side business. He started a side business. There also he started earning good amount of money, fair amount of money. Then he thought, this amount of money does not make me complete for whatever need is. So what I'll do? I'll put this money in stock market. On stock market ಅಲ್ಲಿ, shares market ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, this will yield ಸದ್ಯ ನನ್ನ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಒಂದು ಸೇಫ್ಟಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ he is working hard and putting on to the share market. ಹೀಗೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. Now less worried. But to work, one is corporate company. We all know how much they squeeze everyone. The other is side business. That is also taking his time and energy and effort. What happened? His health got collapsed. Then he felt, I'm not complete again. So what should I do? I need to work again. For what? To gain good health. He went to yoga, he went to gym, started working morning 1 hour, evening 1 hour, walking, a lot of things he started working. Slowly, the health was improving. At that time, a shock was waiting. Share market is collapsing. Again, felt bad. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಮತ್ತೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಈ ತರ ಹಲವಾರು ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ. He's working hard, he's improving his health. But last part of the story says, he's improving in his wealth, he's improving in his health, but major part of his life is missed. What is it? His family relationships. He's not able to give time to his family or his wife or his children. They're telling, what use of this father who doesn't give any time to me? Most of our children also feels the same thing. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಹಲವಾರು ಜನ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ದುಡಿತೀವಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ನು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ದಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಅಂತೀವಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ದುಡ್ಡು ಬೇಕಿಲ್ಲ, ನಮಗೆ ನಿಮ್ ಸಮಯ ಬೇಕು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಬೇಕು, ನಿಮ್ ಕೇರ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. Finally, he understands whatever I have done is not making me complete. So all these things show these are all responsibilities. I'm not telling you not to do responsibilities. All are responsibilities, but nothing. He's working hard. One side he's working to remove that limitation, but something else is coming as a limitation. Changing the setup upsets you. Setup upset. ನಾವು ಯಾವಾಗ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನ ಅಥವಾ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಸೆಟಪ್ ನ ಬದಲಾಯಿಸಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ, ನಾವು ಅಪ್ಸೆಟ್ ಆಗೋದು ಖಂಡಿತ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ವಿಲ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ನಾಟ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಲೈಕ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಥಾಟ್. ಹೋಪ್ ಯು ಆಲ್ ನೋ. ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರನ್ನೂ ಬದಲಾಯಿಸಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಬದಲಾಯಿಸಬೇಕು, ಇವ್ರನ್ನ ಬದಲಾಯಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಪಡ್ತೀರಾ, ನೋ ಒನ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್. No one changes, whether it is for good or bad. You can only make them aware. The changing should happen from their side itself. So changing the setup is not what is important. Then he realizes what is the real issue is not the setup but himself. So idu second point. First was mistaken sense of limitation, mistaken identity agittu. To remove that, he started working hard to change the external setup. Now he understood that's fine, I need to do something else. Leave that story. Third point, which is a corollary of that itself. Every gain through a change comes with a loss. Barkodbodu ellaru. Third point, every gain comes with a loss. Something or the other. Gain and loss is something like two faces of a coin. So every gain of security through effort comes with a collateral loss also. Loss another yav reeti irbodu. You can gain money but you lose something. In the story also we saw he gained money but he lost wealth. He lost health. He gained his health, he lost relationships. Something or the other he has to compromise. So ಒಂದಲ್ಲ ಒಂದನ್ನು ಪಡಿಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದನ್ನು ಪಡಿಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಬಿಡಲೇಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನ ಅರಿತುಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಮೂರನೇದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Every gain comes with a loss. So loss could be in the form of time, it could be effort, it could be energy, it could be money, it could be relationships, it could be anything. So ಒಂದಲ್ಲ ಒಂದ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ನಾವು ಕಾಂಪ್ರಮೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ್ಲೇ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಒಂದು ಸಿಗೋದು. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅನ್ನೋದು ವಿವೇಕ. Whenever you are compromising, whenever you are working for one thing, you are losing the other. So what is that you are truly seeking, that you have to keep in mind? So ee drishtiyalli bandaga I'll give you an example. Home, you build a big home called a villa anta ankolna, such a great villa, so that you get good security in your life. Yesterday we have spoken enough about it. So but enayitu, a doddu villa tagolake 2-3 crores you have spent. What you have done, you don't have that much of amount of money, so you have taken loan, you have done a mortgage of your own home which you have owned, that is still not your own though. For next 15-20 years, every day, every month, what is your thinking? I need to repay this loan, I need to repay this loan, I need to repay this loan. So mortgage ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರಿ, you're losing something. And how many years you have struggled, how much of health you have lost, and you have got a big villa, and you are having, nowadays it is nuclear family, you are having 2-3 people, maximum 4 people at your home. You need a cleaning staff, you need to employ them. Ivaga eshtar mattige andre engineers galu siktare, mane kelasadavu sigodilla. You don't get a servant maid. You need to, and they will order you when I will come and when I will not come. You need to just abide by them, don't you? So aa drishtiyalli tagondaga adanna madlikke hoytu. A cleaning staff, employment, maintenance, security. So the source of security, which was home, a villa, created so many different kinds of problems. It gave a temporary relief. I'm not telling no. It gave a temporary relief, but you compromised with many other things. So think. I'll give you one more example. Strain also. It added strain also. So initially it removed the adequacy, but original problem of being complete remains the same. Is it not? So adrishtiyalli, the third is every gain comes with a loss. You go for security, you work enough, you work hard, but you compromise on many other things. That's just the third one. Now, fourth, you feel gaining something and acquiring something. No, not much. I'm not interested in gaining crores of money. I don't want big home. Then what do you want? Four, pursuit of pleasures. I will have good things to enjoy. I will have, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನ ಅನುಭವಿಸೋದು, ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನನ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕರು ಸಾಕು, ನನಗೆ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮನೆ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ವಿತ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ 30-40 ಹೋಮ್, ದಟ್ಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ ಎನಫ್, ಸಾಕು, ನಾನು ತುಂಬಾ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಆಸೆ ಪಡಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹಲವಾರು ಜನ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಬಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಅ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ is what we have to think. So let's again, you know, it is not successful, never successful. If we were successful, we don't seek for anything more. But let me give you, any enjoyment of a sensual object, any enjoyment of a sense object requires 3 things. ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ನಮಗೆ ವಿಷಯಾನುಭವ ಸಿಕ್ಕಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ 3 ವಸ್ತು ಅಥವಾ 3 ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಆ 3 ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಎಟರ್ನಲಿ ಚೇಂಜಿಂಗ್, ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಚೇಂಜಿಂಗ್. ಪರಿವರ್ತನೆ ಆಗುವಂತಹ 3 ಅಂಶಗಳಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಿಮಗೆ ವಿಷಯಾನುಭವ ಆಗತ್ತೆ, ಆನಂದಾನುಭವ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವ್ಯಾವುದು? ಫಸ್ಟ್, you need the sense object to be in place. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ ವಸ್ತು ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಂಜಾಯ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೋ ಆ ವಸ್ತು ಇರಬೇಕು ಮೊದಲನೇದು. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್, ಯು ನೀಡ್ ದ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೂಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಂಜಾಯ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಎಂಜಾಯ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೂಮೆಂಟ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಥರ್ಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಮನಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ. Environment where you're staying and at the time of sense enjoyment needs to be good. I'll give you in 3 languages. Vishaya is sense object. Sadhana is instrument of gaining the sense pleasure. Third, paristhiti or manasthiti, it is the environment. Kannadadalli kuda ade barutte, Vishaya, Sadhana, paristhiti. ಹಲವಾರು ಜನ ಕನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, too much of Sanskrit, I didn't understand. Let me give you an example. Now, you want to taste wonderful mangoes. You feel mangoes are as a sense object. It is Vishaya. Correct? It is Vishaya. Anandada Vishaya. Next. Eek siktane illa because it is not season. So then you can't fulfill your desire. You can't fulfill your quench for that enjoyment. So not possible. So some months will get over, then you get a season where mangoes will come. So you get good mangoes, raspberry mangoes, malgo, all kinds of good mangoes you will get. You will go to a checkup. Doctor says you can't eat mangoes because your sense organs are weak. Mangoes are in front of you. ಮಾವಿನ ಹಣ್ಣು ಮುಂದೆನೆ ಕಣ್ಣು ಮುಂದೆ ಇದೆ, ಬಾಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಪ ನೀರು ಆಚೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ ತಿನ್ನಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ because sense organ which has to give is not working. Okay, you work towards your health, finally you become good even in your sense organs. Sense object is in front of you, sense organ is also working. So you feel, yes, I need to have this mango today evening, I will make good rasayana of mango. Some close friend of yours will call, nim atyanta hatರದ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತ ಅಥವಾ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತೆ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಡೆತ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಬಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯಾ ಅಂತ. What will you do? You have the sense object in front of you. You have the sense organ which is working also, but the environment is not conducive. Is it not so? Now, though you eat, can you enjoy? Can you have that happiness? No, you will never. Simple ಆಗಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಟ್ರಿಪ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಇವಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹಲವಾರು ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಅನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ನಾನು ಇಷ್ಟು ಮನೇಲಿ ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬೋರ್ ಆಗೋಗಿದೆಪ್ಪ, ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಟ್ರಿಪ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಟ್ರಿಪ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಕೋವಿಡ್, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಲೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಯು. Sometime in future, COVID will go. You will have, but you will not have money and free time. You will have free time. You will have, will not have COVID. But what is the problem? You can't even go because of your health reasons. So lot of environment irಬಹುದು, ವಿಷಯ ಇರಬಹುದು, ಸಾಧನ ಇರಬಹುದು, ಈ ಮೂರು ಇದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ all three are not under your control. All three are not under your control. These things will give you temporary relief. I'm not again and again telling, temporary happiness, temporary pleasures will give you. But are you seeking for temporary things? Go ahead, very happy, experience that, no problem. But if you are seeking everlasting, infinite, then you have a different route. So this is what is important. When I say this, I'll tell you a small story that Sri Abhinava Vidyatirtha Mahaswamiji of Sringeri Shankarmat, he says a beautiful story. There was a person who was moving again in a village. 3 people were discussing something. 3 ಜನ ಏನೋ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಕೋತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಏನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ ನಿಂಗೆ, ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಕಾಡಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, there is a forest, and inside a forest there is a big tree, and under the tree there is a huge treasure hidden there. They are discussing, and these 3 are telling, oh, is it, where did you find? They are all very curious to know, and they are discussing. He has come in between the conversation. He overhears it. ಅವ್ರು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದನ್ನ ಕದ್ದು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊತಾನೆ. ಅವ್ನಿಗೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ, oh, anta doddu treasure, such a big treasure, I need to have it. So he goes. That night itself he thinks, next day I will go. Next day morning he takes his whatever food he has, he enters the jungle, he enters the forest. Though it is wild forest with wild animals, he enters the forest with lot of courage. While he was going, he sees a person, avanobba vyaktiyana meet ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. He is doing something. He goes and meets, what are you doing? What are you doing? What he was doing is, he has hidden, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಪಾತ್ರೆಯನ್ನ ಮಣ್ಣಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೂತ ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ಗಾಜಿನ ಪಾತ್ರೆಯನ್ನ ಹೂತ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅದರೊಳಗೆ 1-2 ಹಣ್ಣನ್ನು ಇಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. he is keeping a glass vessel inside earth which is visible, and he has kept 2 fruits. And he asks, what are you doing? He says, This is a place where a lot of monkeys are there, and every day during my trade, I go via this route, and these monkeys are troubling me. I want to teach them a lesson. So what will you do? So when I keep this, they come and they catch. They having a desire to eat this banana. They'll come and put their hand, and then I'll come and start giving beatings. Do you think that will happen? ನೀವು ಹೊಡೆಯಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡೋದು ಬಿಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಓಡೋಗಲ್ವಾ ಅಂತ. No, it will not leave ಅಂತಾನೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ the desire to have that fruit is so much, it doesn't leave. ಹೌದಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ both started waiting. Monkey came, it kept its hand inside, and this person went and gave beatings. If the monkey leaves, it can easily get liberated and go away, but it is not leaving, and the vessel is stuck. So it is getting nicely. So he feels, ayyo, how foolish this monkey is, and moves forward. ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರುವಾಗ he sees a scene where a frog is there. ಕಪ್ಪೆ ಇದೆ. It is eating an insect, small insect, and it is seeing the second insect, and it is opening its mouth, tongue to take it. But without knowing, the snake is standing behind, and it has eaten up the frog. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಕಪ್ಪೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಕ್ರಿಮಿಯನ್ನ ತಿನ್ನಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಬಾಯಿ ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಅದು ತನ್ನ ಮುಂದೆ ಇರೋದನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಹೊರತು ಹಿಂದೆ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಹಾವನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಸತ್ತೇ ಹೋಯ್ತು. ದಿಸ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಫೀಲ್ಸ್ ಹೌ ಫೂಲಿಶ್. ಒಂದು ಬಾಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗಿದೆ, ಎರಡನೇದನ್ನ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಬಾಯಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಜೀವ ಉಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರಲ್ವಾ? ಕಾಂಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಸರ್ವೈವ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್? He moves ahead. There he founds one more person, a wise person again. He asks, why are you going inside? It's very dangerous. There are big elephants, lions waiting for human beings so that they can have a good feast that day. He says, no, I have a different plan. And he explains the plan, and he says, no, I don't think there is any treasure here. But this person doubts that person. He has revealed the secret. This person will go and remove that. He says, no, I will go. This person says, okay, it's your fate, go. He goes inside. A big wild elephant comes and chases him. Looking at that elephant, he feels, oh, jiva uliskolodu mukhya, my life is important, and he starts running, and he falls into a pit. While falling into a pit, he catches hold of a small tree branch, looks at down. Dangerous snakes are there, and fully rock. Though it's a well, no water. If anyone falls, spot dead. He feels, I didn't fall. Then he looks up. There is an elephant waiting. It is screaming like anything. Then he sees the branch of the tree that he is holding. There are insects that is eating out the branch. He feels, what should I do now? ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಹೀಗಾಗ್ತದಿಲ್ಲ. ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಆನೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಕ್ರಿಮಿಗಳು ಮರವನ್ನ ತಿಂತಾ ಇದೆ, ಕೆಳಗ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಹಾವುಗಳು ಈ ತರ ಕಾಯ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಅದೇ in that time, in the same tree, there was a honey comb. From that, a honey dip was dropping, and it fell on his nose and started falling down. He tastes it and feels, wow, nice, such a nice thing. Anta, he's enjoying. And because of this big noise, one lion, simha, it makes its sound, it roars, and because of that, the elephant is chasen out. Hearing this, the wise person comes back, and he helps him, and he takes him out. And this person feels, my life is saved. Let me go back to my village. I don't think I will find this. He goes back to the village. The same three people who were discussing in the starting of the story, they were discussing. And he went there, and he told, whatever you're discussing is just a myth. Yenu illa, I've tried going there. Anta. Those three people will say, who told you it is a true story? We had been to a school where a competition was kept. ಯಾವ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಒಂದು ಫಿಕ್ಷನ್ ಸ್ಟೋರಿಯನ್ನ ಬರೀತಾರೋ ಅವರು ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿತ್ತು. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಬಂದಂತ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಬರ್ದ ಕಥೆಯನ್ನ ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ ಅಂತ. Then this person feels, Joe, what have I done? And he tells whatever happened in the jungle. And these three people says, do you think that monkey is foolish? You are more foolish. Why? Because monkey at least had bananas in his hand, had the object in its hand. It could not live. But what you did, you felt the frog to be foolish, but at least it saw the second object. It saw the second insect in front of it. It saw, and it worked for it. But what about you? You didn't see the object. You didn't have that object in your hand, but just created castles in air. ಗಾಳಿ ಗೋಪುರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನರಿ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ನಿನ್ನ ಜೀವವನ್ನೇ ಕಳ್ಕೊಳಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೋದಿಯಲ್ಲ, this is the pursuit of karma that can make us. So temporary pleasures can give you temporary relief, but not complete. ಆ moment ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಸಿಗತ್ತೆ, just like the frog had or the monkey had, but you will get beatings in life. So the fourth point is pursuit of pleasures is not successful. Then you come to the fifth one. You have got maturity. What is that? You have understood the problem. Now you have understood the true problem. What is it? Pursuit of changing the world is not the solution. Acquiring pleasures is not the solution. But though these things have not given me what I want, ಈ ಅರ್ಥ ಮತ್ತು ಕಾಮದ ಹಿಂದೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ ನನಗೆ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕೋ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, but it has given one thing. What is it? Experience in life. Experience in life. It's a greatest teacher for us. Experience is the best teacher in life. We all know. ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಅನುಭವಿಸಿದಾಗಲೇ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಂಥದ್ದು ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಕಷ್ಟ ಅಂತ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರ ಮನೇಲಿ ತೀರ್ ಹೋದಾಗ ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಾಯ್ತಾರಪ್ಪ, ಯಾಕೆ ತಲೆ ಕೆಡಿಸ್ಕೋತೀಯ ಅಂತ. ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೇಲಿ ತೀರ್ಲಿ ಕೊಳೋ ಅಂತ ಅಳ್ತಾ ಕೂತ್ಕೋತೀವಿ. ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್, ರೈಟ್? ಅರ್ಜುನ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ, ಬಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಬ್ಯಾಟಲ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂತಾಗ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಥ್ರೂ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ he has understood universal problem is not artha kama, it is to become complete. I want that object not because I like that object, but because I gain happiness from it. So again fulfillment. ನನಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದೋ ತೃಪ್ತಿ. ಯೆಸ್ಟರ್ಡೇಸ್ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಕೂಡ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ, ತೃಪ್ತಿ means satisfaction, contentment, happiness, peace, security is what we are seeking for, not objects, not wife, not husband, not children, but what we are expecting is the happiness that we derive out of relationship, the happiness or peace that we derive out of object. So we are expecting this. The feeling of incompleteness is the problem, is you understand. Second, you go and you start analyzing it. What do you understand? The nature of problem is seeking the realized solution. Mundaka Upanishad, one of the beautiful Upanishad, it says pariksha lokan karmachitan brahmano nirvedamayan nasti akrita kritayena anta. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಪರೀಕ್ಷಾ, by examining, by analyzing the life's experience, you will get to know what is temporary, what is permanent, what is momentary, what is everlasting, and you will go for, so you will choose that which is everlasting. That is the analysis. Third, you gain maturity. Many people say maturity is gained out of extraordinary experiences. No, maturity is not gained out of extraordinary experiences. Maturity is gained by analyzing one's ordinary day-to-day experiences. ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ವಿವೇಕಾನಂದರು ಕೂಡ ಇದನ್ನೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕಾರ್ಯವನ್ನ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡೋದು ಇಸ್ ಕಾಮನ್. ಇವಾಗ ನಾನೀಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಇಫ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಅ ಲೆಕ್ಚರ್, ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡನ್ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ಡ್ ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಡೂ ಇಟ್. But you are given a small job of just cleaning your room. How much of mind you put in that? That shows your attitude. That shows your attitude, not the big things. How beautifully you do the small things. In the same way, don't try for extraordinary experiences. Analyze the ordinary experiences you have every day. And this way you will get in many ways. And many people get it in many times. We all know Alexander, so-called the Great, who wanted to conquer the whole world, gain lot of money, lot of kingdom, and lot of richness, prosperity, everything. But what he did, we all know in the Greek mythology, they only say during his death, he himself told his ministers, ಅವನೇ ಅವರ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ, after my death, take my body and ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಕಾಫಿನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬರಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋ, put my hand outside. Put my hand outside. Why? Let the world know I have not, though I worked the whole of my life to get something, acquire something, while going, I'm not taking any of these things. Let the world know. This Alexander got at the time of death. Second, in our own Indian Bhagavatam, again, a story of Yayati comes. I'm not telling the story because of the want of time. So Yayati realizes and gets this maturity at old age. Most of us are old, but it's not too late. We still have time. At least get that maturity. Not by acquiring, not by gaining, we get something. He also got to know. He had gained the youthfulness from his own son, giving him the old age. Enjoyed all sense pleasures, but finally told, no, this is not giving enough or everlasting things. But the third is people like Vivekananda, people like Adi Shankaracharya, at the young age itself, understood what life is and came to know what gives everlasting peace, everlasting happiness, everlasting security. That maturity is what is required. So the fifth point is recognizing the problem and gaining maturity. Gaining maturity. Then you come to the sixth point, discovering the problem. You have recognized and you have gained the maturity. The next is discovering the problem and discovering the solution. What is the problem? What we do most of the times is creating situation into a personal problem. Most of the times there is a situation, but we convert it into a problem, that to personal problem. ಏನೋ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀನಿ. I'll give you a small example. A young couple who had gone for a honeymoon trip in Europe, they have gone and they are traveling in train. While traveling, this lady, she was thirsty. She was in need of water. She searched her bags. She got the water bottle, but no water. She told her husband, I told you so many times, this much of water is not going to be conducive. We need more water. You didn't hear. You didn't consider my words. She started brooding over and she started blaming. And this husband feels, no, please, step 5. Okay, step 5, please. So step 5 is recognizing the fundamental problem and you as being to know that what I'm seeking is completeness and gaining that maturity. So I'll continue so that later we can get back to this. So this lady is asking for water. There is no water, and this husband says, just wait for 5 minutes. The next station is going to come. I'll get you water. Next station ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಿನಗೆ ನೀರು ತಂದು ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಪ್ಪ, ಬಾಯಕ್ಕೆ ಗೊತ್ತು, I can understand. She starts telling, I told you one bottle ಸಾಲಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. I told you 3 things, 3 bottles ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. You didn't hear. You asked the person how much more time it will take for the next station to come, and it is not coming at all. She's complaining and brooding over it. He went and asked some people, and they say within 5 minutes it will come, but it is not coming. It's taking a little longer time. She's complaining and she's brooding and she's feeling very bad and she's scolding her husband too. Goes on and on and on. 15 minutes over, station came. But before the station came, this lady is asking, this is summer. Do you think there will be water? If there is no water, what should we do? This husband, poor husband says, if there is no water, I'll give you a soft drink. Don't worry. If the shop is not open, what will you do? I'll do something or other. I'll make you happy. Don't worry. He's telling all kinds, but this lady is not accepting. Finally, the station arrived. Luckily, there was water also. He brought the water and he gave. She drank and she felt happy. And he told, didn't I tell you, you will get water? You need not have to create such a great scene. But continued. This lady continued saying, I told you, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಇಷ್ಟು ಸರಿಯಾದ್ರೂ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. Next time ಇಂದ we have to do it. ಇವತ್ತೇನೋ ಸಿಕ್ತು by God's grace, but next time we do not know. But again, she's thinking in future, whenever we go to a different place, she's planning and doing all kinds of things. The situation was there was no water. But what she did, she converted into a personal problem where she thought about past. She's thinking about not, it was a present problem at that moment, but she considered it as to be past. You didn't hear me. You don't accept me what I tell. She created a problem out of present. She's thinking about the future problems. So converting this situation into a problem is what we do many a times. Second is subjective and objective world. World is never good. World is never bad. World is what you see. World is what you see. You don't, yesterday I told you, you don't experience the world as it is. ನೀವು ಜಗತ್ತನ್ನ ಜಗತ್ತಿನ ತರ ನೋಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನ ರೀತಿ ಒಂದು ಕಲರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಸೊ ಆ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಲೆಷರಬಲ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಒಂದೊಂದ್ಸರಿ ಅನ್ಪ್ಲೆಷರಬಲ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ರಾಕ್ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕ್ ಅಂತ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಧ್ಯಾನ್ 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 ಅಂತ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಯು ಫೀಲ್ ವಾಟ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕ್, ಏನಪ್ಪ ಬಡ್ಕೋತಾರೆ ಅಂತ. ಯು ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಯುವರ್ ಓನ್ ಕಿಡ್ಸ್ ರಾಕ್ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕ್, ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಸೇ ವಾವ್ ಸಚ್ ಎ ಗುಡ್ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕ್. Hindustani music, they will say, wow, yo, what these people are doing. So whether Hindustani music is good, pleasurable or not, it depends on you. Rock music depends on you. Coffee is good or bad. You ask a person who loves drinking coffee, they will say, coffee kududrene jeevana, illandre jeevana illa anta. But for those, doesn't make any difference. So coffee is never good or bad. You add color to it. So subjective and objective world. Third, many times we feel actions will fulfill myself. So you discover the solution as this is illogical. Yakendre finite efforts will give you finite results. Finite efforts cannot give you infinite results. And you start adding things. Finite plus finite is equal to finite. Finite plus finite plus finite is equal to finite. You add any number of finite things, limited things, you will end up limited only. You will never become unlimited. Anything. So this is the change of mindset you understand. So finally you get to know a real problem is not in the world. Real problem is not in the situation. Real problem is in me. So the solution is myself. Solution is myself. You have understood the problem and you're finding out solution now in the sixth step. So understanding the problem and finding out what is the solution. So initially we wanted to change the world. Then we wanted to change the external setup. Now you have understood, you have to change yourself. That is the sixth step. Now we come to the last step. Last step is seeking freedom. Seeking freedom. I want to come out of this. How to do? Seeking with complete dedication is called mumukshutva in the Vedantic terms. Mumukshutva, seeking freedom. ಬರ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಮುಮುಕ್ಷುತ್ವ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಈ ಮುಕ್ತಿ ಬೇಕೇ ಬೇಕು, ನನಗೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿಂದ ನಾನು ಪಾರಾಗಲೇಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನುವಂತಹ ತೀವ್ರವಾದಂತಹ ಆಸೆ, ಇಚ್ಛೆ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ಮುಮುಕ್ಷುತ್ವ ಅಂತ. ಇಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಲಾಂಗಿಂಗ್, ಇಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಯರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿಕಮ್ ಫ್ರೀ. ಫ್ರೀ ಫ್ರಮ್ all kinds of problems, all kinds of limitations, all kinds of finitude, all kinds of incompleteness is called moksha or freedom. Yesterday I had mentioned. So you start working towards achieving moksha. Then you get to know, you go back to the sixth step and you get to know achieving moksha. Achieving means again doing some action. Doing some action cannot give me infinitude. So achieving moksha Allah anta gottagatte. Then a guru comes. A guru comes and tells it is not achieving moksha, it is knowing. It is not getting, it is not gaining, it is knowing. Know what? ತಿಳ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಏನನ್ನ ಅಂತಂದಾಗ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, till now you are thinking about yourself as a ignorant person, limited person, incomplete person, limited person, unhappy person, immature person, all kinds of limitations we have had. Sense of limitation, first step. Now guru comes and tells you are not this. This is because of the ajnana that you have about yourself. You don't know who you are. That is why it is happening. First step I told you, ignorance leads to error. Ignorance leads to mistake. Mistaken identity of my own self with this body mind complex is creating this problem, and the guru teaches. Then you will say, okay, if you say I am not this body, not this mind, then who am I? He says you are limitless, you are full, you are infinite, you are complete, you are the source of security, peace, happiness, fulfillment, whatever you are seeking for. The seeker is the sought. The seeker is the sought. ನೀನ್ ಇಷ್ಟು ದಿನ ಏನನ್ನ ಹುಡುಕ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯೋ ಅದೆಲ್ಲವೂ ನಿನ್ನಲ್ಲಿದೆ, ಅಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ನೀನೇ ಅದಾಗಿದೆಯಾ ಅಂತ ಅಂತಾರೆ ಗುರುಗಳು. Then you will feel, how can knowledge give me liberation? Without doing, how can knowledge give me liberation? You say, knowledge can ಹೇಗೆ? ನಾನು ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ, chemistry knowledge, can it give liberation? Do I become chemistry? I know a pot, do I become a pot? No. Then how is this possible? Andaga guru says it is not about the knowledge of chemistry or physics or pot or a gadget. It is about your own self. You have self ignorance, the first step, and the last is self knowledge. If you have self knowledge, if you understand who truly you are, I'm telling truly, who truly you are, you will become liberated at that moment. If you know this fact, who you are, I'm not telling you what you are exactly today itself, because I still have 13 more sessions. You will understand moksha here itself. So most of your thinking steps are fine, but I'll conclude with last example, a real example, which everyone can get connected to. And with that, I'll conclude this. We all know Karna, a great character in Mahabharata. So we all know Karna's birth. Kunti, when she was young, she got the son, and because of her young age, she could not take care of that son. We are not going to the details, and please understand what is I'm emphasizing on. Don't go to the story. What is it for you is what is important. So Kunti throws that son in the river. Not even throw, actually put it in a basket and sends it. Then he was found by a fisherman. He raises him and he raised as a person. But once he raised, first point came. I'm relating to 7 steps. The first point came as the mistaken. What happened? The problem that he had was inferiority complex. Samsara anta navu yavadu helidvi. Here I'm just giving you example, don't go too far in the example. What is the samsara for this Karna is inferiority complex. I am inferior, this is samsara for Karna. So what happened? Samsara anta bandidikki karana enu? First step, mistaken identity. What is the mistaken identity? He considered, Papa, he didn't know. He thought himself to be a Sutaputra, means a son of a fisherman at that time, not of a high class person. Artha madkonda, Sutaputra. But that's okay. Because of the mistaken identity, wrong self-judgment happened, wrong societal judgment happened. What? A Sutaputra is inferior in the society. That was not there. Even in the society, everyone is good, everyone are important, everyone has a role to play. So, but he felt, Sutaputra, I am inferior in the society. I am looked down in the society. I am good for nothing in the society. So this was the first step. Second, what he did? Change of setup. He tried to change the external setup. He tried to change the external environment. How? He went to Parashurama, and even using wrong means, I'm mentioning, even using wrong means, he tried to change the external world. He told himself to be a Brahmin and learned something. He tried something and he learned something. He changed the external environment. He went to Duryodhana, he made alliance with him, changed the external environment. This is the second step. So changing the external setup. Third, he gained something. What he gained? He gained education from Parashurama. Second, he gained a status from Duryodhana. But third step is, every gain comes with a loss. We all know every gain comes with a collateral loss. What was the loss? Parashurama cursed him, saying, whatever I have taught you at the right moment for the society, wrong moment for you, you will forget. You will forget whatever I have taught you. So that one. Second, Duryodhana, he became alliance, he became a good friend, but he had to compromise with values, ethics. He knew whatever Duryodhana and Shakuni were doing wrong, ella Duryodhana Shakuni ella ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದು ತಪ್ಪು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು, but still he had to compromise. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಪ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಯ್ತು, yield ಆಗಬೇಕಾಗಿ ಬಂತು. ಕರ್ಣ ಕೂಡ ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ. So every gain came with a loss. Fourth step, pursuit of pleasure. What he did? He told, now you have given me a status, but still this is not enough. I want to be a king. Duryodhana gave him the king status also. King of Anga anta, Anga deshada rajananaಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. But what? He didn't even go to Anga desha, not even a single day. He didn't become a king of that place. He just wanted that status, sake of incompleteness. For that he wanted a post. For that post he acquired it. But it gave him a temporary relief. At that moment, yeah, wherever anyone asked, I am a king. But was he a king truly? Was he looking after his citizens? Or ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ರಾಜನಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಜೆಯನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ಕೋತಾ ಇದ್ನ? ಒಂದು ದಿನಾನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. Never. Go to the next. Fundamental problem. Recognizing the problem and analyzing the problem. He didn't do at all. He didn't do. So I'm not explaining about this. Sixth point. Discovering the problem. If we understand why he did, andre wrong thinking of situation to problem. ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಸೂತಪುತ್ರನಾಗುತ್ತದೆ, ನನಗೆ ಇಂಥದ್ದಾಗೋಯ್ತು, ಇಂಥ ಕಷ್ಟ ಬಂತು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಂಗೆ ಈ ತರ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತ. Krishna, though he was also a Kshatriya, but he was raised as a Gopala, Gokuladalli. But he never complained. He never felt ನಾನೊಬ್ಬ ಮರ್ಚೆಂಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ವೈಶ್ಯ, ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣದಾಗಿ ಮಾರಾಟ ಮಾಡೋನು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಅಂತ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಲ್ಲ. Karna didn't get education in childhood. Krishna also didn't get education. But Karna used wrong means. Krishna never used wrong means. Karna always felt humiliated, but Krishna always fond of calling himself as a Gopala. So situation is converted as a personal problem. Second, actions. He started doing all kinds of actions. Now Dana Karna antivi. He never did charity of his own. Whatever Duryodhana had given, whatever the kingdom was there, he was doing charity. Why? So that people will recognize me as a good person, a great person, a superior person. Let people start praising me. Let people give me good status. ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಸಿದ್ಧಿಯನ್ನು ಪಡಿಬೇಕು, ಪ್ರತೀತಿಯನ್ನ ಪಡಿಬೇಕು, ಒಂದು ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸ್ಥಾನವನ್ನ ಪಡಿಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕಾರಣ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿಯ ದಾನವನ್ನ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ದ. ಅವನದೆಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲ ದುರ್ಯೋಧನ. ಬಟ್ ಇದು ಯಾವ್ದ್ರಿಂದ ಯಾವ್ದಾರು ಅವನ ಇನ್ಫೀರಿಯಾರಿಟಿ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಸಂಸಾರ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಹೋಯ್ತಾ? ಹೋಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. Before the start of the war, when Krishna came and told, You are not a Sutaputra. You are Kunti Putra. He felt, huh? No. Then he found it to be true. He went to his own mother. Is it true? Then he understand. Yes, he got to know. Then he came to know, I am not Sutaputra. I am Kunti Putra. I am not Radheya. I am the Kaunteya. That moment, the inferiority complex is lost. Though later in his life, he again fought with Duryodhana. All those things happened because of the promises that he had done. I'm not going into the story, and story is not important. Story is a tool to make us understand this concept. So, samsara yenittu inferiority complex ittu. A inferiority complex yak bantu? Mistaken identity in the bantu. Mistaken identity as Sutaputra. Then change of setup didn't work. Then gain involved a loss. Then pursuit of pleasure didn't work. Didn't understand the fundamental problem that he was the Kshatriya. Wrong thinking of converting situation into a problem. Actions cannot lead you whatever you want, the completeness. Actions cannot make you superior by birth because he was having inferiority because of birth status. Lost. What can make him a moksha? Come out of that samsara. Samsara nivrutti sadhana is jnanam. Jnanam in the same status. I'll conclude with the samsara that we have is because of the ajnana that we have about ourselves, ignorance about our own selves. We identify ourselves with the body mind. We to fulfill this body mind, considering me as this own, I start acquiring, changing the setup. Nothing works. Gaining pleasure, not successfully. Then, if you analyze the situation, analyze the problem, you get maturity. That not by gaining, not by getting, I get completeness, but by knowing that I am complete, I am complete. First, I'm connecting the first story to the last. The poor man, the beggar, he didn't become rich. He was rich. He understood himself to be rich. Adetara, you will not become limitless. You will not become infinite. You will not become complete. You can never become complete if you are incomplete. You will know that you were complete. You are complete. You will be complete. You were infinite. You are infinite. You will be infinite. So eternally, you are the Swarupa of Atma. Today, I have used many jargons, but all these words will uncover itself in the days to come. Each word is going to have a different meaning. We will get to know the details more properly. So with this, let us conclude with a peace chant. Purnamadaha Purnamidam. Those who know, please chant with me. Then we will have a question answer session. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.